Call.
Welcome back to Wave 3 Listens. Today was a friendly reminder. Guess what? It is ski season, and you don't have to make that trip to Colorado or Aspen. You know what you can do? You can go to Paoli Peaks. It's only 1 hour away. Fantastic snow, fresh powder, and today is the perfect day to remind yourself and your family. Let's go to Paoli Peaks. Greg Gavrilets is with us now, and Greg is the general manager of Paoli Peaks. Greg, welcome to the show.
Thank you, John. Thank you for having me.
It couldn't be more of a perfect day. You and I were talking about this. When you arranged this, it was months ago. Look what happens, man.
Yeah, sometimes everything works out, and couldn't have asked for a better day, and really glad to be here with you today.
You were telling me when you became general manager, you had a couple of mission statements as far as the quality of snow, the efficiency, the consumer experience at Paoli Peaks. Tell me, how's it going so far?
It's been great. You know, we actually got open before Christmas, which is always our goal, but the last 2 years have been challenging weather-wise here in the area, so it's always great to get the slopes open. We were open December 16th and had a great holiday period, and basically we are an affordable family fun mountain. This is the best place to learn to ski in the Midwest, and our commitment to snowmaking efficiency and technology as well as customer service makes us a great place to visit, and I would encourage everybody to come up.
Yeah, if you've been to Paoli Peaks, I think you need to pay another visit because they've really got it going on. It's an improved experience, and like you said, I mean, if you make that snow trip or the ski trip to Colorado, we're talking major dollars. This is very affordable. You know, some kind of a range, like if you could for me, Greg. What are we looking at here for a family to come and enjoy a day of skiing?
Yeah, for sure. So our lift ticket prices, they vary depending on which day. During the weekday, it's a little bit cheaper. On the weekends, it's a little bit more expensive. But basically, we range anywhere from $30 to $42 per lift ticket, which is about half of the national average for a lift ticket price. And then rentals are $30 on top of that, and lessons are $20. So compared to most skiers, we're extremely affordable. A family of four can come up for a couple $100 and enjoy a whole day on the slopes. Fridays and Saturdays, we're open until 3 a.m. So we do midnight madness, and no matter what time of day you want to come, we'll be open for you, and we'll have a great product out on the snow.
And maybe you don't consider yourself a skier. Maybe you'd like to take a lesson or two, or perhaps you'd like to try tubing or snowboarding. Tell me about some of the options, Greg, that are available at Paoli.
Yeah, so we have a great ski hill with 15 trails and 6 lifts. As well as that, we also have a full-service rental department and a ski school, a day lodge with restaurant and a bar. Apart from that, for those that don't necessarily want to go skiing or snowboarding, we have one of the Midwest's largest tubing parks. We have a 700-foot-long tubing park with up to 14 lanes with separate parking and a separate day lodge. We even have an outdoor fire pit out there for people to enjoy. And I tell you what, that tubing is fun. You go fast on it, so it's a blast.
Yeah, and I would think tubing doesn't take a lot of experience, and you're still going to get the same kind of adrenaline rush, right?
Yeah, exactly. No experience necessary. It's a 700-foot hill, and we actually have a magic carpet lift, which is basically like a conveyor that takes you back up the hill. So you don't even have to walk up the hill like you would with sledding.
You call it Arctic Blast snow tubing.
Yes.
Arctic Blast. Now, what's the difference between that and the average everyday snow tubing?
Well, the cool thing about our tubing park is we have a special shaper that we use for it to design the lanes in such a way that you're going straight down the hill and you're staying in the same spot. So a lot of times you go sledding with your friends, it turns into people crashing into each other. We have none of that at Paoli Peaks. We have very experienced attendants that will make sure you have a great time, and we let, depending on conditions, you and your child or your family member can actually link up so you guys can hold tubes as you go down the hill in a safe, controlled manner.
If you've made that trip to Wyoming or Colorado and you're thinking, this isn't for me, I think you'll be surprised. If you would, tell them about some of the courses that are maybe more challenging for maybe the more experienced skier.
Yeah, of course. So the great thing about Paoli Peaks is we have 66 skiable acres and 15 trails, so we have a little bit of everything for everybody, starting from a beginner area all the way over to advanced. We have a mogul field that we build every year. We have a tree run that when we get natural snow like today, might get some people in the trees. We also have a race course that we set up, and we have 2 terrain parks. Now, terrain parks are really interesting things. They've come up in the last 15, 20 years or so. It's basically skate parks on snow, but this is more geared towards the younger generation, and our flagship park is called Empire Park and is one of the longest in the Midwest. What really sets it apart is a top-to-bottom park run. So we have an inventory of over 60 features, which are basically rails and boxes that people can jib on, and that lends itself to having a great day on the snow no matter the conditions. And the great thing about our mountain is it is so wide that you can go from one end of the mountain to the other end of the mountain and not ski the same trail.
Wow.
So it's absolutely wonderful.
Cool, very cool. I'm curious now, let's say you're a little intimidated by skiing or snowboarding or tubing. tubing, or you're just really not into it. If you go with your family, though, there's something for people to do who maybe aren't interested in skiing. You're still going to get kind of a winter experience as far as you've got a lodge there, there's amenities available. You mentioned the big fire pit. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have a beautiful day lodge. It has a deck that wraps around the entire property, overviewing the ski slopes. We have a wonderful cafeteria, a waffle bar. We have a coffee shop. We have plenty of seating, a nice fireplace for people just to kick back and relax. You know, a lot of times people come with their whole families. Maybe grandma and grandpa doesn't necessarily want to ski, so they can just sit in the lodge. We have free Wi-Fi. Basically anything and everything that you can think of is all right there.
Okay, we've all seen it in the movies. We hear about Lake Tahoe and all the great ski slopes that happen out west here. So for folks who watch that and they go, I'd like to experience that, how long would it be before someone can get like up and running? Let's say they come and we're going to, by the way, we're going to meet Roy, one of the instructors coming up here on the show, but let's say they get with Roy for 2 or 3 hours. Can they get out on a bunny slope and have some fun at Paoli?
Yeah, of course. And the great thing about our mountain is it's laid out in such a way that there's a clear progression for beginners. We start them off in an area called Discovery, which is basically serviced by 2 magic carpets, which are conveyors, and it's very low slope, so it's very non-intimidating. You get to feel your stance, your balance, kind of get your feet under you. After that, we have a separate beginner chairlift, which is actually very unique. It's a hydraulic lift, so it's completely quiet, but that's neither here nor there. But basically that starts off on beginners getting the chairlift experience without having to go down the entire hill. And once they're comfortable on that, the whole skier's left side of our mountain is called Family Trails, and it's dedicated to beginners. It's basically a top to bottom beginner run. It's almost a mile long, and it is absolutely wonderful for getting your feet under you. And you know, to your question, it really just depends. It's kind of like riding a bike. Some people pick it up instantly. Some people will take a day or two. The thing is, you're going to have fun right off the bat, no matter what level you're at, because the sensation of sliding on snow is completely different from anything you've ever experienced. And I've been skiing since I was 2. That's what kind of kept me in the sport. Roy is the same way. Once you do it, you'll be hooked.
I've heard that from a lot of folks. Okay, so tell me a little bit about, I tend to stereotype people. Okay, I think about people who ski. They're usually a little yuppie. They're really into skiing. They got, okay, tubing folks, snowboarding folks. When I think snowboarding, I think edgy. I'm thinking X Games. So what kind of folks like to go tubing? Just for fun, the fun of it. Stereotype them.
There's really no stereotypes, because anybody and everybody comes out
with
tubing. So we have the young, the old, you know, anybody and everybody. Tubing is so easy to do, and it gets a taste of winter into everybody's mouth by experiencing it. So we really don't have a niche market for that. We try to open up our doors for anybody and everybody to come out and experience winter, because we know a lot of people, especially around here, a day like today, you get to see some snow, everybody gets really excited. But for us, from December to March, we always have snow, and that's the best place to experience it, is up at Paoli Peaks.
Yep, and the quality of snow is better, the experience is fabulous. So if you haven't been to Paoli Peaks lately, put it on your calendar. There's the information on the screen. And for those who've never been to Paoli, tell them how to get there, Greg. The easiest way from Louisville.
Easiest way is to take Interstate 64, to get off at the Paoli exit on Highway 150, and from there it's about 45 minutes. We have signs set up alongside the road so that you won't get lost, and it's basically, we drove here this morning, no problem. Even though there was snow on the ground, the roads were completely clear. The highway department does a great job. We actually plow our own road to the highway, so anytime there's snow, don't worry, you'll be able to make it up to our mountain, no problem.
All right, if you thought you could never learn to ski, then you're going to meet a gentleman who could teach anyone to ski. He is the absolute best. Roy is going to join us, a ski instructor from Paoli Peaks. Once again, don't put it on your bucket list, do it now. Put it on your immediate list. Ski Paoli Peaks. We'll be right back on Wave 3 Listens.